The sun rose late that Friday. Gray clouds hovered low, veiling the sleepy town of Maple Hollow in an eerie stillness. It was November 3rd, 2017, the last day anyone saw 8-year-old Lily Hartfield alive. Tessa Hartfield rushed to get ready for work, fumbling with her keys while helping Lily into her coat. It was parent-teacher day, and Tessa was supposed to meet Lily's teacher by 3:30. "Stay near the crossing guard," she said quickly, kissing Lily's forehead. "And wait for me if I'm not there." Lily's smile was the kind that could soften any bad day. She grabbed her backpack, gave a little wave, and disappeared down the sidewalk toward Hollow Creek Elementary. No one imagined that ordinary goodbye would be the last. School ended at 3:30 p.m. The plan was simple. Tessa would pick Lily up just like always. But a client crisis kept her late. By 3:42 p.m., Lily had left the school gates alone. She took her usual route. Several neighbors later reported seeing her, passing the Thompsons' mailbox, hopping over sidewalk cracks, waving at Mr. Ellis who was watering his lawn. She seemed fine. Normal. Carefree. By 4:10 p.m., Tessa was frantic. Lily wasn't at the school. Not at home. Not on the route between. A sick feeling bloomed in her gut. She called Lily's father. No answer. By 5 p.m., she was at the police station, trembling, reporting her daughter missing. By nightfall, Maple Hollow was transformed. Flashlights scanned every yard. Volunteers called her name through the woods. Search dogs barked in the cold air. Helicopters beat through the sky. Posters of Lily's freckled face were everywhere by dawn. "Help us find Lily," they read. Strangers wept. School shut down. Local businesses donated food and supplies. But after 48 hours, no trace. The woods yielded nothing. No backpack. No shoe. No sound. Lily had simply vanished. And the longer she was gone, the darker the theories became. Jason Hartfield, Lily's father, was calm, too calm. A delivery driver by day, he claimed he was in a different county when Lily disappeared. GPS confirmed his truck route. But something felt off. He hadn't spoken to Lily in weeks. He and Tessa had a bitter custody battle just a year before. Restraining orders. Screaming voicemails. Tessa once accused him of grabbing Lily's arm too hard during pickup. The police looked closer, but there was no physical evidence. Nothing tying Jason to Lily's disappearance. Just a strained relationship and 1,000 unanswered questions. A classmate of Lily's, 7-year-old Jasmine, told her mother something strange days later. Lily had been scared to go home. She whispered about a man in a red cap watching her near the woods. Police interviewed Jasmine, who repeated the same story. Lily said he was watching her. Said he followed her sometimes. Red cap. No face. Just a presence. But the woods behind Hollow Creek Elementary were dense and unmonitored. The search was renewed with new urgency. Still, nothing turned up. Seasons passed. The posters faded. The town healed, but never forgot. Tessa never stopped looking. She quit her job, sold her house, and launched a podcast about missing children. Lily's case remained open, but leads dried up. Detectives were reassigned. The file gathered dust, until a cold case team decided to reevaluate every item, every statement. They started from scratch. New eyes, new methods, and one new recruit who noticed something strange in the original search grid. Officer Renee Holbrook was new to Maple Hollow PD. She'd just joined the cold case unit and was poring over the original maps. One area stood out, a ravine marked as unsearchable due to weather. It hadn't been revisited since 2017. She proposed a resweep. Most of the team dismissed it. But she persisted, arguing that missed terrain often holds the missing piece. Eventually, she got permission to conduct a solo check. And on a drizzly Tuesday morning, Renee made the discovery. The ditch was overgrown. Roots tangled through the soil. But there, half submerged in mud, was a child's shoe. Pale pink. Torn. A faded unicorn sticker clung to the heel. Renee's heart pounded. She radioed for backup, marking the location with a fluorescent flag. Back at the lab, forensics examined it. The brand matched Lily's last known outfit. DNA testing confirmed it. Lily Hartfield had been there. But the ditch was 2 miles off her route home, near Jason Hartfield's old apartment complex. Following the discovery, the case was reactivated. A full forensic search of the ditch area uncovered more. A child's hair clip, a scrap of Lily's notebook. But more disturbing was the trajectory. If Lily had been there, she was either taken or lured. She didn't wander 2 miles off course in the cold. Jason Hartfield, long dormant in the investigation, was questioned again. This time, with new evidence in hand. He denied everything, claimed coincidence, but detectives now believed he knew more than he let on. A subpoena for Jason's old cell records unearthed something new, a burner phone. Activated for only 2 weeks around Lily's disappearance. Calls to a number registered under a fake name. The number belonged to Eric Dent, a known associate of Jason's. A handyman with a violent record. Interviews began again. This time, Eric cracked. Under pressure, he admitted. Jason said he just wanted to scare her mom. Said he'd take the girl for a few hours. Things got out of hand. The truth was finally unraveling. And it had all begun with that one pink shoe in a forgotten ditch. Eric Dent's confession was the breakthrough investigators needed. He admitted to meeting Jason near the school. They had tracked Lily's routine for days. Jason insisted it would be harmless. Just scare Tessa. Shake her into rethinking custody. But when Eric picked Lily up, she screamed. He panicked, drove into the woods, and called Jason, who never showed. Eric left Lily at the ditch, alive. By the time he returned an hour later, she was gone. Eric swore he never touched her again. But his version of events was unraveling, too. To confirm Eric's story, police wired a former cellmate. In a staged conversation, Eric laughed about the case. "Girl should have stayed quiet," he muttered. "You mean Lily?" the cellmate asked. "She bit me. Thought I'd let her go after that." Eric's voice dropped. "They won't find her." That recording shattered his story. The bite mark matched dental impressions Tessa had from Lily's last dental visit. Eric was arrested. Charged. But the real question still loomed. Did Jason know what Eric was truly capable of? Investigators dug deeper into Jason's past. Old restraining orders. A dropped child endangerment case. Testimonies from ex-girlfriends painted a portrait of a manipulative man obsessed with control. He had insisted on joint custody, only to rarely show up. He sent threatening texts. Harassed Tessa's employers. He viewed Lily not as a daughter, but as leverage. The shoe in the ditch was no accident. It was a breadcrumb, left behind in the chaos. And now, it was the center of a storm that refused to quiet. While searching Jason's storage unit, police found something chilling, a leather-bound journal. Inside, months of entries. Ramblings. Obsessions. Page after page detailing Lily's routines, Tessa's movements, and how to punish disobedience. One entry read, "No one listens to words. But silence, real silence, makes them beg." It was enough to bring Jason in. But he lawyered up immediately. Still, the journal, phone logs, and Eric's confession created a damning web of circumstantial evidence. The district attorney took the case to a grand jury. The evidence was laid out: the shoe, the confession, the journal, the burner phone. Eric was already facing charges, but they wanted Jason. On July 12, 2023, the grand jury indicted Jason Hartfield for conspiracy to commit kidnapping and second-degree murder. Tessa collapsed in the hallway when she heard the news. For the first time in 5 years, there was hope. The case was going to trial. The media storm was reaching fever pitch. News vans camped outside the station. The image of the single pink sneaker found in the ditch had gone viral, a symbol of forgotten victims and the power of a clue no one thought mattered. Detective Rowan felt the weight of every flashing camera, every microphone shoved in his face, every demand for answers. Meanwhile, Kayla's parents were back at the station. Dana held her husband's hand tightly, her nails digging into his skin. "You said they have something new," she whispered. "Yes," replied the liaison officer. "We need to show you something." In the forensics lab, the recovered sneaker underwent every test imaginable. But it wasn't the physical shoe that cracked the case. It was what was stuck inside it, a trace of blue fiber, embedded so deep it had to have come from a specific vehicle carpet. A database search brought up 5 matches in the state. One belonged to a van registered to a landscaping company, recently sold to a private owner named Eldon Raver. The name hadn't appeared in the original suspect pool. No criminal record. No known ties to the family. But what piqued Rowan's interest was the location. Eldon had recently moved to a trailer just 4 miles from where the shoe had been found. The team ran a background check. Eldon Raver, 42, divorced, no children, former military mechanic. Quiet. Neighbors said he was a loner. He lived off disability checks after a car accident left him with chronic back issues. And yet, there were whispers. "He's odd," said one woman. "Talks to himself. Doesn't like people on his property." Detective Rowan obtained a warrant. The raid happened at dawn. Officers moved in silent formation. The door was reinforced, but they breached it quickly. Inside was chaos, trash piles, old takeout containers, rusty tools, and a door, padlocked from the outside. Behind it, a room soundproofed with old foam mattresses. Inside, they found a stained mattress, frayed rope, and in the corner, a pink backpack. Her name tag still attached, Kayla Hart. The scent of bleach was overpowering. A forensic team began its sweep. Every item, every fiber, every drop of liquid was tagged and tested. And then, a breakthrough. A small bone fragment beneath the floorboards. Human. Confirmed through rapid DNA testing. Kayla had been here. And most likely, she had died here. The interrogation room was silent. Eldon sat across from Rowan, arms crossed, lips pursed. "We found her backpack," Rowan said calmly. "We have DNA evidence." No response. "We found her blood, Eldon. Beneath your floorboards." Still silence. Then, a twitch. Just the corner of Eldon's eye. Rowan leaned in. "You didn't mean to kill her, did you?" Eldon's eyes flicked up. She wouldn't stop screaming. The room turned cold. "She saw me when I hit the dog. I didn't mean for her to, but she ran. I didn't know she'd fall. Then it got out of control." He rambled now, words tumbling like gravel. "I didn't hurt her at first. I swear. I fed her. I let her sleep. But she cried so much. Said she wanted her mom." The confession unfolded. A tragic chain of poor decisions, impulsive acts, and cruelty masked as confusion. "She was supposed to be safe," Rowan whispered afterward. "That ditch. That shoe. It was her last scream." The trial of Eldon Raver began with a courtroom packed to the brim. News cameras were banned, but journalists filled the halls. Dana Hart sat with a framed photo of Kayla in her lap. Eldon pled guilty, though his defense tried to argue diminished capacity. The public, however, wanted justice, not excuses. Rowan testified for hours. He spoke about the search, the discovery of the shoe, the unraveling of clues. How the pink sneaker changed everything. "Had we not found it," he told the court, "this man might have vanished into obscurity." He nearly did. Kayla's parents gave impact statements. Dana's voice cracked. "Every morning, I used to braid her hair. Now I sit in her empty room and braid silence." The judge sentenced Eldon Raver to life without parole. But the pain didn't end there. After the trial, Dana launched Kayla's Shoe, a nonprofit aimed at using microevidence in cold case investigations. "Something small can mean something huge," she told a national interview. Just like her shoe. The case became a symbol. For overlooked children. For single moms who fought the system. For victims whose stories almost slipped through the cracks. True Crime Hub did a special feature on the case, highlighting not just the tragedy, but the incredible journey from hopelessness to resolution. Detective Rowan retired 2 years later, but kept the shoe on his desk until the end. "It reminded me," he said, "to never overlook the small things." To this day, Kayla Hart's name lives on in detective seminars, nonprofit investigations, and grassroots movements. The ditch where her shoe was found has since been turned into a memorial garden. A small plaque reads, "She ran. We heard her." If this case moved you, please like, comment, and share this video to spread awareness about how tiny overlooked clues can change the course of an investigation. Subscribe to True Crime Hub for more stories that demand answers and justice. Leave a candle emoji in the comments to honor Kayla's memory.